I found the most mind-blowing thing ever discovered in a Bitcoin chart. It's purely based on mathematics, and it's a single number that can predict the Bitcoin's next all-time high 4 years in advance. It's been happening for Bitcoin's entire history, and it's the most mind-blowing thing I've ever seen anybody discuss about Bitcoin. You need to be sitting down. Your mind is about to be blown. If you're new here, my name is Steve. I went from welfare to minting millionaires with my courses, and I'm here to actually help you in crypto. Hit that subscribe button right now. We base everything on the facts. And we made this video before, everyone went absolutely crazy, and we're gonna make a new and improved version answering your most widely asked questions. And we need to start right here. We're gonna cover this distinct category here. Bitcoin has gone on 1, 2, 3, 4 distinct cycles, and they all have the same mathematical equivalent that I'm about to share with you. We need to start with our first run. That Bitcoin went up over 320,000%. So I was sitting here one day studying the charts, and I drew this precise chart on the Bitcoin chart. It was a naked chart at first, and I started to draw these distinct cycles that Bitcoin went in. And I was looking for correlation. I was looking for correlation with volume, with the amount of bars, with the trajectory, with the type of candles, with the market structure, with the setup. You name it, I was looking at it. But then I started looking at the percent. And I came across this percent, 320,000%. And I said, okay, if Bitcoin went up 320,000%, does it have any correlation to the next leg that Bitcoin had? But from the bottom of this bear market to the top of this bull market was a little over 60,000%. Is there any correlation between this number and this number? And then I found the secret. This is the secret that unlocks everything. What I got was 5.3. So I said, okay, if Bitcoin went up 320,000% and we found the market bottom and we divide that number by 5.3, it would give us the Bitcoin's next bull run top because it needs to go up about 60,000%, which gives us this. But that just happened one time. Let me see if that number reigns true. So I took 60,911 and plug it into your calculator right now. 60,911 divided by 5.3. And that lands on this number because the next cycle was 11,400 and change. And if you take the market bottom and you go up 11,400 and change, it brings you right to Bitcoin's top. And we got that with our magic number of 5.3. So now here we are deep into Bitcoin's rooted history, and 5.3 has played out time and time again, predicting the next bull run top years in advance. Years before anybody knew where this top would be, we took this number 60,911, we divided by 5.3, we projected out the top. Then it comes to this top. We had this COVID period. There was lockdowns. There was worldwide shutdown. There's turmoil everywhere. We had our first ever double top. There's all sorts of different things that happened with this market top that was unlike anything else. Bitcoin has never seen a top like this. We never really had a true bull run blow off top like we had in the past, or did we? Because if you plug in your calculator right now, get out your calculator and put in 11,442 divided by 5.3. That gives you this number. So 4 years in advance, when we were at this market bottom, Bitcoin already knew where it was going to top. And you can sprinkle in all the surprises like the COVID crash and the global recession and a war and all sorts of turmoil, but it didn't matter because 5.3 has reigned true for Bitcoin's entire history. Time and time again, Bitcoin shocks everybody, but 4 years in advance. All we needed to know is where's the market bottom, and we can project out where it's coming. So now it brings us to the next top because everybody's calling for, $1 million Bitcoin, a $500,000 Bitcoin, but worst case scenario, 250,000. And if you look at everybody's predictions, they're usually pretty far off from what happens. But now we have a secret weapon. We have 5.3. And we have our number right here, 22,200%. So we're going to plug that into your calculator, right? And we're going to get our number. So now what I'm going to share with you right now, you're going to need to be sitting down, because Bitcoin's next bull run top, this is the ugly reality of Bitcoin's next bull run top, because you can clearly see as we look across these numbers, there's diminishing returns. That's clear as day. We can't argue that. But what we've also noticed is that there's also diminishing downfalls of the Bitcoin bull run. All right. So once the bull run tops, this downfall is actually surprising some folks as well. And we'll get to that in a future video. But what I want to draw your attention to is we're going to get our percentage here. Okay. And it's about roughly 416%, meaning whenever Bitcoin actually bottoms, the next bull run top should be roughly 416% from our market bottom. Now, those of you who follow my channel, we called about 100 days ago for the bottom to be in. Just like earlier in the year, in January, we called for a mega crash in Bitcoin. Nobody wanted to believe it, but we base everything just on the facts. That's why you just subscribe to our channel. But I'm going to show you hypothetically, if our bottom is already in, what price that projects us out to. And also, for those of you who think 10K is the bottom, we'll project it from there as well. You may not like what I'm about to share, but it's all going to be based on the facts in the charts. What we need to also discuss is when, because you can see our market cycles first started with 12 bars. Then we doubled to 24 bars, and then we jumped all the way up to 35 bars. And what's really fascinating is that for the past 8-ish years, we've repeated the same exact pattern, where from our absolute market bottom to our absolute market top happened in precisely 35 bars, or just over 1,000 days. And the same repeated, 35 bars, just over 1,000 days. So if we take that from our hypothetical market bottom of now, from 17,500, and we project it out 35 bars, we want to understand, when is this next top going to happen? And as we sit now, you can see in your blue box on the screen, we're at about 12, 13 bars, and we're already in July of next year. Bitcoin is cruising along. Now we're at 16 bars in Halloween time next year, 1 year later from now, 16 bars out. And you can see we're going. We're now at about 19 bars, and we're in January. What we want to project out is about 35 bars. And as we get to 35 bars, you can see Christmas time in 2024. But as we project out 35 bars, it brings us to May 2025. So we can say without certainty, but we can say that with some level of probability that Bitcoin's top will be around May. We can't say with certainty it will be May, but we can say that the past 8 years has led us to this decision. And we can say that it's not likely that we're going to be a lot shorter before May, but we may be even longer after May to have our top, because you can see that our cycles are getting a little bit longer according to what the data is showing us right in front of our eyes. We can say around May for being the next bull run top. But now let's get to the price, because again, everybody is calling for $1 million Bitcoin in the future, a $500,000 Bitcoin. You've seen the numbers, you've seen the projections, but we're here to base it on the facts. And this is where our mind is blown, because we've discovered one of the most untalked about things in Bitcoin. Nobody is talking about this 5.3. I've never seen any human discuss it. We discovered it in the charts, and now it's our secret weapon. So we already know Bitcoin has gone up roughly 2,200% from our bottom to our top, and we divide that out, it gives us roughly 416%, as we said in a prior video. We'll first do it from 10K bottom. Let's hypothetically say our bottom was in fact at 10K. Our next market top will be roughly May. Let's project out what that price would be with about a 10K bottom, because a lot of people are calling for 10K. Where would that bring us with a roughly 416% gain? So as we're going out into the Mayish area of 2025, right now we're at about 300% gain, and Bitcoin's sitting at $38,000. And as we're rising, we're up at 360%, and we're just at 46. And you may see in that blue box this number rising, and this was one of the questions in our last video. This number right now says 38,000. You have to add 38,000 to the 10K of where we started. That brings you to 48,000. Right? That's how this game works. Right now we're at 43. You have to add that to the 10K of where we started. This is the number that we've increased. It's not the number from where we started. Now, as we get up to 416%, it brings us to roughly $52,000 Bitcoin. $52,000 Bitcoin, which would coincide with one of our theories that we may have a triple top. We've had a double top for the first time ever. We may have a triple top. So be concerned with that as we approach these numbers. But we do not believe that the bottom is at 10K. We believe the bottom was in, as of about 100 days ago, at 17,500. So we really need to project it from there. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because everyone on planet Earth is saying that it will be at least $250,000 Bitcoin, right? And usually $500,000 to $1 million. But let's project it out. We're at that 17,500, and we need to go up 416%. And again, we're going to be out here into the Mayish area, May 2025, and we're going to go up about 416%. You could see we're at about 80,000 right now. And again, we're taking that blue number in the box and we're adding it to where we started, 17,500. And we are increasing up to 416%, which is right here. If you take that 72,683 and you add it to the 17,500 bottom, it brings you to roughly 90,000 Bitcoin in May of 2025 using our 5.3 number that we've discovered in Bitcoin, which is the most undiscussed thing and the most remarkable thing that's ever been found in the Bitcoin charts. Share this in Bitcoin communities. Follow, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. Do you want less stress and more success in crypto? Click this video right now.